You know what? I have a story.
Okay, sure. Since you have something right off the bat, I'm going to let you go first.
My story is called I Didn't Give You Permission. I feel like you know what that story is.
I think so.
Okay. Carter?
Okay, my story is he gave me permission.
All right. So, Vinc. You go ahead and kick it off.
This is a story that we lovingly refer to as the Futon Story. So, Carter and I were roommates last year, and we were sophomores. And it was tumultuous. I'm not an easy person to live with because I have misophonia. That makes me an irritable son of a bitch. And you've listened to the podcast. You know what Carter's like. But
yeah, you do. This is the 5th episode, baby. They didn't know my life story. They know like how long my fingernails are. They know like how my breath smells and stuff.
Your breast?
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Dude, Carter's titties stank.
Yeah, I got a distinct smell in my breast.
Yeah, that must have made it hard to live with him.
Yeah, that was a big one. One thing that was a big fiasco was we had a futon in the center of our room. We divided the room kind of into halves. One half was for the beds and desks and things. The other half was for social gatherings and things. And there was this little futon with a bunch of chairs around in front of a big TV, and we'd do stuff there. And that was fun. But this futon became the source of a lot of discourse as the year went on. I was firmly in camp, this thing is cursed, and Carter was firmly in camp, this thing is a God-given gift, and I'd rather throw my firstborn out a window than give it up. So, the first one had the depression, right? Or is that the second one?
Well, I guess all of them had depression.
Yeah, to an extent, they were all fucked.
Also, the thing is that the first futon, I did find outside, so that was...
Yeah, you found it outside, you brought it in, and you're like, look, a futon! And me, being an ignorant little fuck, was like, oh, a futon! You know, we were all hyped about that. It was quick before we noticed, like, this thing isn't perfect. It's really hard on your ass. Like, it's clear just a wood base underneath the fabric. Mm-hmm. There's a bit of a depression on, like, the rightmost cushion, so if you sit in it, you kind of sink in a little bit. And it's a little rickety. But, you know, it's a college dorm. Who really cares? You know, I was like, it's not a huge deal. Like, it's not perfect. And, you know, I'll always pick the chair over the futon if I have a choice. But, you know, it's cool to have. I'm not underselling my villainy in this story. I'll get to that later. But Carter's like, I don't like it. And you know what I do like? A couple of floors down in this giant res hall, in the den of a different floor, there's a different futon. And Carter's ingenious plan was to trade it, right?
Well, yeah, this futon, I forget, did we break it?
Yeah, because the first one was a 3-seater, the second one was a 2-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're
that
like...
2-seater was really comfy.
It's really good, we'll get to it. But this was like a fiasco for about, I think it was like the first 5 months. This futon is slowly but surely, like, you know, fraying and cracking, and the depression's getting deeper and deeper, which is probably a good sign.
I sat down and, like, the middle, like, bars that connected the bottom just came out, and I was like...
Yeah, the support bar is dislodged, so if you sat on the futon, your ass was a full foot into the fabric.
Yeah, you just sunk into it. It was, I was like, I can't
like
sit here.
If you've ever, like, gone to the bathroom at night and then sat down on the toilet but forgot to put the seat down, you just fall in the bowl.
Why would... Oh, the seat. Okay, I thought you...
Do you not lift the seat up as you piss?
I was thinking of the lid. I was like, how?
No, you just fall in the bowl and your ass gets wet.
No, I never did that, but I did, like, get my legs stuck in the toilet once. Anyway.
We'll get to that, I guess.
Please continue.
But, yeah, so this thing is just falling apart, and we're getting progressively more and more irritated, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just suck it up and deal with it. But Carter is not one to take things sitting down. He is a proactive, strong, independent woman, goddammit, and he will do whatever it takes. One night I'm just sitting at a desk. I'm actually recording a video, I think. Carter had gone out drinking with a friend.
First time I was ever actually drunk, by the way. Like, hey, you should come over. And we got drunk. We had a ton of tequila. Did we have whiskey? I think we had whiskey or something.
You mixed drinks, that's why.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, we didn't mix them, but they were separate drinks. But yeah, there was mixed drinks in my belly.
Stick with beer in the clear, beer and liquor, never sicker.
Well, I don't like beer, so... Smash Bros. We watched a movie, passed out, I walked home.
And it's about there where our accounts start to diverge a little bit, I think. Because you walk in and you said you walked in, sat down, and then pretty quickly after that you decide, you know what? I'm going to go on an adventure. As the person who was sober, that is not what happened.
Yeah, I went on an adventure.
I heard the door jostling back and forth, someone trying to fit the key in it for like way too long. I hear like the unlock, and I hear just a boom as he kicks the door open lazily, and it just kind of like slowly creaks open, and he just like shuffles in, his head's dulled over at like a 3 o'clock, and he just sits on the futon just panting like... And that goes on for about 30 minutes.
Dude, it took a lot out of me to like walk all the way from
I'm
his
not
mine.
discounting the effort you took. You just said that you were up and at him all chipper. And that's not accurate.
I was chipper.
No, you were fucking not.
I was pretty happy with myself. I don't know.
It seemed like you were having a heart attack, but anyway.
I might have been having a heart attack.
Eventually, you cut through the silence, and you're like, you think I should go get that futon from downstairs? And I was like, what? Say that again to my face. And you're like, do I have permission to get the futon from downstairs? And I was like, no, you do not. That is stupid. And you've been on about this for months at that point. Like, I am going to get this thing traded out for their futon.
What's a better futon?
Who would you... Yeah, so if it's an objectively better futon, why would they take your shitty one with no support bar at the bottom?
Because they don't care about said futon. That was just there because, oh, it's a seat. So, hey, they probably don't care that I switch it.
Okay, so I say no, and Carter's like, okay. And then I've decided I've had enough of his bullshit, so I pop in earbuds, blast Soundgarden, and stare at whatever I was doing, pretending that the back half of the room is not fucking there. Eventually, after 15 minutes, I look back, and there's one less futon in the center of our room. And I was just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me, this guy. And at 45 minutes after, I looked away from the first time, so like 30 minutes after that, I hear a scraping coming from outside in the dead between songs. And I just take an earbud out, I turn around lazily like, you gotta be fucking, and I just see him slowly but surely lug this fucking thing in our room. He made the trade at like 2:30 in the morning.
I got a motivation. It was good.
Yeah, you tend to renovate whenever you get wasted.
I have like stages of like drunk.
But it's like a correlation with you. Like this room has changed orientations twice, and both times after a bender.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. So like, if I drink a little bit of alcohol, I like feel really tired and I really need to go to bed.
Yeah, like lethargic.
Yeah, like after that, I feel happy, and if I drink too much, then I feel motivated to like move shit around.
It's just strange compulsion,
I think I get that from my mom. I don't know.
Okay, well, wherever it comes from, he's hauling this thing in, and you'd think a nice person would go out there and help him, because he's clearly had to lug this thing up 3 flights of stairs, but I'm not gonna fucking help with his shenanigans, because, as I said in the last episode, they punish by the room there. So if anyone's ever like, hey, that's not the right fucking futon, where'd it go? I would have also gotten expelled. So that's his fucking problem and his problem alone. And when he finally brings this thing in and plops down on it,
That's when I was breathing heavily.
No, you both times.
Oh, was it both times?
Yeah, it was both times.
I don't remember
But yeah, he does that, and I'm like looking at him open mouthed, like slack-jawed, and he's like, now before you say anything, I did ask for permission. And I'm like, you didn't fucking get it! Yes, you asked, but I said no. But I asked for permission. Like, that's what you said.
This story is very different from how I interpret it.
You were blackout wasted. Don't fucking give me.
Blackout. I remember some stuff. How I remember it was I was walking to my room. I sat on the old futon. I was like, this is kind of comfy. I turned to you and I'm like, hey, Aiden, can I trade the futon downstairs? What I remember is that you had your earbuds in before that and you didn't hear me.
So I've been saying, please don't do that for months, and then the one time I don't respond, you're like, oh, Sweet Pie doesn't mind then.
Oh yeah, you probably didn't care, and I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, I hauled it downstairs, like 2 flights of stairs. We were on the 3rd floor. The other futon was on the 1st floor. Nobody saw me. I think one person might have, and like I was like, whatever. But yeah, I traded it out. I placed the old futon where the new futon was. I looked at the new futon. I was like, oh shit, it's like kind of broken, but I've already made the effort to fucking put the old futon down here. I might as well trade it.
That was the thing, right? That was like the one thing I took solace in, was like, well, at least apparently it's a better futon. That didn't fucking last. That thing was a piece of shit. That thing lasted maybe a week until we were all playing games together one day. I think it was actually Skywire VIP off Nitro. I remember this very clearly. We were all playing. I remember, that's how fucking good this memory is. We were all playing it. We're getting super hyped about a fucking "who's this a picture of" game. And Carter gets up pointing at the screen like, "Oh, that's fucking Keanu Reeves," and then he sits down, and then just absolute power of that man's ass fucking shatters all 4 legs of the futon. It just goes down in a heap along with everybody on it. It's just the base and the back, and without the legs keeping it steady, all of a sudden it's back heavy. So the thing falls over backwards and then continues to like orbit, so everyone's feet's in the air and they'll get concussions on the fucking floor. We kept that thing for another month.
Well, yeah.
Everybody except Carter was, and I will apologize for being so coarse about this, but everybody except Carter was like, "Get rid of it. You can't lean back on it, and all the wooden planks on the bottom are busted, and it's leaving like wood chips all over your favorite carpet."
Yeah, well, the carpet was fucked, but we didn't have a seat in front of the television. What were we
There were
gonna do?
plenty of chairs, and like everybody who we invite over lived within 10 feet. They could have brought their chairs over if they wanted them so bad.
Yes, I don't know.
There was also a beanbag chair. There were 4 chairs in that room plus the beanbag chair. You bought a second beanbag at one point, right?
Did I? I
thought
don't think I
I thought you
did.
bought a second one.
You bought a dog bed.
Oh, that's
the
right.
dog bed. Yeah, dog bed.
I will vouch for that. That thing
The
was
dog
pretty
bed was
nice.
actually
That was
cool.
yeah.
I was a non-believer for a little while.
That's another good story.
I was wrong about that.
I slept on that once, didn't I?
Yeah.
And a dog bed.
Where is that? Do you still have that?
No.
What happened?
Well, I don't have a dog.
You didn't know a dog
That
bed?
didn't stop you before.
No, what the hell?
Regardless, back to the futon. Okay, so the futon, after about a month of like being diametrically opposed about this thing, Carter finally caved and got rid of it. And it was in that moment that I realized how much of an ass I'd been, because I'd declared war on this fucking thing. And it didn't deserve it. The intentions were pure. Up until the switch, my thoughts had been, the futon is fine the way, even if it is a piece of shit. So that turn didn't come out of nowhere from his perspective, because, you know, the inflection point in that story was while he was blackout drunk. So, yeah, that's the futon story. I tell that to anybody who is willing to listen, because the fact that you had the gall to go, "I asked for permission," is like
I don't remember
some of the most blind rage I have ever been in. It was a video with a time lapse. Ken confirmed it was 45 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, it was one of the Marble Run builds.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, I went up there. I put the futon there, and like I sat down, and what I remember is Aiden turning. He's like, "What the heck happened?" And I was like, "Oh, I got the futon." You like rolled your eyes at me, and then went back to your video. And I was just breathing heavily, and then soon enough, I just went to bed. That's what I remember. I don't remember being like, "I asked for permission." I don't remember that. I remember us like communicating a little.
Well, this was like when I saw that thing in the room after so many months of me being like, "I don't fucking care what you do as long as it's not that." I saw you do that, and I was like, you know what? Take a deep breath.
The deed has been done.
My hobbies make me happy. I'm gonna turn around, put my music back in, and pretend he's not there.
And then, yeah,
that's exactly what I did. Getting tightness in the chest right now just thinking about it.
Hey, we didn't-
Sorry for taking 20 minutes to tell that story.
Yeah, I was gonna say.